Hey, what's going on guys? Guy here and welcome! Sorry about the scraggly hair. As you are all aware, it's isolation and we don't really have much in the way of hair cutting implements in the house. I've ordered some electric shavers to give myself a nice coronavirus haircut, but they're not arriving until the end of May, so my little afro and potential is going to get a lot bigger. But really I just wanted to make a video today. I'm aware the last couple of videos have just been update videos and things. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different today. I wanted to talk about how I load my bike up. Now my bike is in the garage, under covers or washed, cleaned, etc. Most of my kit is in the garage and there's so much in there at the moment you can't move, just because we've been doing loads of stuff to the house, getting loads of furniture and things, and it's full of cardboard boxes, you can't move around. So I thought I'd talk you through it, go through some bits from there. So first off, I have two 36 litre GT Dolomiti panniers, or a picture of my bike loaded up here. And basically, so I have top box panniers, roll bag, tank bag. And you might think that is a hell of a lot of storage space. It is. If I'm staying in B&Bs and stuff for the night, I will travel with a backpack and a tank bag. If I'm camping, which this video is predominantly aimed at, I will use panniers, top box, tank bag, roll bag, which is a lot of storage space. So let me grab my... So first bit of kit is my GT tank bag, and it's a big one, 20 litres, and it's covered in dust. Fits the tank nicely. It's called a Extreme 20 litre. And it also has, these pockets can come off and form a belt if you're particularly not style conscious. And also it has a quick lock adapter, so you mount just plonk it onto the ring around your fuel tank and it won't shift, it clicks into place, and then you just pull that lever to release it and lift it up. Really, really good if you're getting on and off the bike. But in my tank bag I keep all my things that I need to hand. So wallet, passport, cards, things like that. I keep in my tank bag, and this is the first thing I take off when I get off the bike. I do not leave it anywhere. It's got my camera equipment in, my digital cameras, waterproof gloves if it's due to rain that day, otherwise I store them in the top box, and just all the essentials that I need. So that is what that is. Would you need such a big one in the future? I don't really know, but I find it works well. You can store a lot of stuff in and it's brilliant, and it's got a waterproof cover that goes over the top of it, which sits in a little bag, so all very, very good. So my top box I predominantly keep empty, and the reason for that is if I'm stopping somewhere, I've got a secure space to lock away my helmet. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind, it's locked away, it's locked to the bike. So that is literally empty. But at the end of the day, if I need to go shopping, if I'm camping, something like that, I need something to eat, some milk, maybe some bread or something for the morning, then I can put my food shop in it. So I've got that spare space, and that space was really, really useful throughout my 2 weeks in Europe and a trip to the Lake District. It makes it's so much easier to have a bit of spare space. You're not trying to wedge like a yogurt in there and a bit of milk in there and it all going bang. You can just put it all in a bag, chuck it in there. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. So if you can do, I would highly advise keeping your top box empty. So in my panniers, I keep all my clothes that I need. So when I went to Europe, I had 4 days worth of t-shirts, 4 days of socks, 4 days of underwear, 2 pairs of trousers, and that lasted me 2 weeks. And I took with me a tiny little Tupperware box, which was slotted into one of my panniers. Inside it, washing powder. So I used that and a tiny little rubber travel plug, and basically wherever I stopped I did my washing. I also carried a very, very thin, lightweight dry bag, apart from dirty laundry, but it also meant found a hose pipe, I could fill it up, do my washing in that, and I had somewhere a sink or a basin. If I stayed in a hotel or apartment, some campsites have washing facilities, etc. But be prepared. So washing equipment, no one likes you turning up stinky, and riding around in 45 degrees, 40 degrees is an absolute killer in full kit. Even in mesh, I was wearing a mesh jacket, trousers with all the vents open, etc., and I was boiling. My helmet stank. Panniers, in one pannier I keep all my clothes, shoes, and that was about it in that one. And then in the other one I had all my cooking stuff. So I always put the pannier with the cooking stuff on the left hand side and my clothes on the right hand side. See? Random or what? But that pannier weighed a little bit more, so when it was on the side stand, obviously it didn't have extra weight on the thing. But I tried to keep them out. I do, when I pack, I do have a set of suitcase scales. I try and make sure they're roughly the same weight just to not destabilise the bike at all, but that's just my personal preference. So my panniers had all my tools, all my clothes, all my camping equipment for cooking, a bungee to use as a washing line for when I dry my clothes, some clothes pegs, tools. I actually went a little bit over the top. I had a little toolkit, spanner for the rear lock nut, and a torque wrench, which is about that long. Luckily, it fit across the top of my pannier, and yeah, it was a heck of a lot of weight, but I did have to do my chain tension in the 3,500 miles that was there. Only once, but I did have to do it. I also took spare engine oil, and that was a lifesaver because I did have to top up the engine oil. So that was that really. Then on the across the back seat, I had a Go Gravel bag, which is one of these, and it's a big roll-up dry bag. The Jersey Biker actually put me onto these. However, I know the Missing Devil Flyer has done a video on them, and they are blooming brilliant. It is a huge bag. And what happens is these little eyelets here, you have some like clip-on hooks to a strap which wraps around subframe, pannier rails, whatever, and then straps up. So at the end of the day, you can just unhook the hooks, take the bag off. You don't need to mess around with straps, you don't need to mess around with tensioning. Really good bit of kit. I had this across the back seat. Now you might think, that's really big, but that held, in that bag there, I had my tent, my roll mat, and my sleeping bag. Big cushy items. I made sure the tent was closest to the top box, with the mattress and the sleeping bag closest to me, which meant I had a really nice backrest. At the end of a long day of riding, when all your joints are hurting, it is so nice just to be able to lean back and rest on something. And those items mean it is like sitting on a sofa. It is blooming brilliant. To secure it all, I used PackSafe mesh net, which I've done a video on previously. I will put a link down in the description to that, as well as all other products, which meant I could chain it to the bike, no one was going to nick it, and the PackSafe fitted over it, just a treat. I could also, within the PackSafe, fit my textile trousers and my textile jacket when I pulled up, so I didn't have to lug those around. The helmet was on the bike, so everything was locked away, and all I had to do was carry my tank bag, which was brilliant. I had a little Krieger Hydro Pack. Now, yes, you look like an adventure muppet. I was going to say a different word, but I'm not going to. This was a lifesaver. As I say, when I came back through France, it was 42 degrees Celsius, which was hot in full bike kit. It was a heat wave, and I passed through on the hottest day when they were saying only essential travel, but I had to get back to the UK. This holds 3 litres, and I found that was enough. I was going through one of these a day. Not only does it mean that you've got water for drinking, you've probably also got a little bit of water left over at the end of the day to cook a meal, or cup of tea, something like that. So you can get refreshments and stuff like that. It was an absolute lifesaver. Yes, it was a bit cramped with obviously my back, the roll bag, that, and me, etc. But as I say, for me, I need to drink. Not just when it's hot, even when it's cold and stuff like that. I have to stop and take a drink every hour or so. So for me, this was an absolute lifesaver in the heat. Traffic jams, Roman traffic jams are horrible. The scooters and stuff, when they struggle to get through, there's no way you can get through on an adventure bike with panniers. But it was amazing just being able to have this, and you fit the little nozzle up under your helmet, have a drink in a traffic jam, something like that. The traffic around Lake Como was so bad, it took me 2.5 hours to go I think it was about 5 miles. It was just dead still, and in that time, engine running, full bike kit, you really do get a sweat on. So that is what I use to keep me hydrated, and it has been brilliant. I ride with it actually quite a lot. As I say, I have to drink, and it is really useful on long trips. And again, it can just be stored away, carried on your back. It's got a small pocket and stuff for essentials, and the water bladder comes out nice and easily. I think that's about it. Anyway, I'll show you another picture of my bike fully packed up so you can see. But that is how I packed it. I try to keep weight down in the panniers as much as possible, keep them even, keep the light things up high, the heavy things down low to reduce that centre of gravity. And yeah, I've found it worked really well for me. I have everything in my camping kit I need to be completely sufficient, and it was amazing. I can be completely sufficient camping. I literally have everything I need, tents and everything, but I'll go through a video on full camping kit and stuff at some point in time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, or you're thinking of touring or going motorcycle camping and you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I will answer them as soon as possible. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe and take care.